your service, and welcome back to testing the I'm not very good at that. Testing the IbisPaint using only the keyboard and mouse. Now my stream. Now I'm going to be streaming for a little bit. Okay, let's just pause that at the moment because we want to chat as well. I'm listening to Spotify on there. Now we'll bring up Ibis at the moment. I've been chatting to my daughter and sort of trying to work out what I want to do and how I want to do it and stuff like that. If we go into here, import picture. No, we want to go from, all these are all my old work. These are done 38 years ago. Now, I want to make new stuff as well, but I want to also try to work on some of the old stuff, like what I'm currently working on at the moment. But I also want to try something new, which I've just, I started putting together. This is the folder we want to do it from. That's what we're currently working on at the moment, but I'm looking at, so you got these two, okay, we'll bring this into here, open that up. Get rid of that one. And I'll make this full screen. But the reason why I'm looking at something like this, I've eventually got to figure out what other layers I want to put into it, because this is an idea, a concept idea I'm trying to work on. I want to make new stuff, but this is something that is going to be for the future, more or less, than present moment. Because what if we bring it here? I can bring this to play. What I'm trying to find is finding a window with like the Eiffel Tower in there, but without the room itself. Because my whole concept, it's in my head, the whole concept. I've got the room roughly where I want it to be, but I'm looking for a window with the view of the Eiffel Tower, because this will be one of the key features, one of the features, but also one of the things that will disappear and reappear again in this artwork. So I'm looking for, maybe I have to find a photo of the Eiffel Tower. I think that could be good, but I want something that can blend into the right window. But the only problem with this, though, if you click on any of these, like this one here, okay, that's not too bad. That one there we can use the picture. No, that one there looks like we can use actually that one. So we wanted to save image as, we can use that concept there because it's not really written down there. Desktop, that is, okay. So we just put that into there. So we can have a look at that one and potentially look at more. I'm looking for rooms that are not copyrighted, that haven't got all writing all over them and stuff like that. Because all I want to do is capture the window with the Eiffel Tower in there. So yeah, it's just something I'm going to have to work on. And will that one work? No, it's too far away. Because all I want to do is cut the window out eventually. And I'll have a window in there and have the Eiffel Tower as the backdrop of that particular room. All right. And then we'll go from there. So I like that, just using a painting. But you've got to blend the window and the room together and to make it work. I'm still, as I said before, the concept is there, but okay, that could work. Save that one as, we can probably develop that one to something there. We don't know yet. It's probably the window's not the best, but I won't suit the room, the window. That could, but it's too big. So you want to have, yeah, there's a lot of work. This is, as before, just a work in progress. Like that one now, I'd like to use, but then you get the writing on there, so you can't really use that one because it's copyrighted. So I don't want to go to use something that's not copyrighted, sort of things. I'm still working on it anyway, so that's something I'm going to go through myself later. But once you have that, you can put, probably in this window, the top of window here, I want to put the Eiffel Tower here. I want to put eventually a mirror. No, that's not it. How do I move that out of the way? So yeah, it's okay, cool. Now, I've got to work on I'm still learning this whole. Okay, that's fine. I'm not going to worry about the distance. Okay. As before, I'm still trying to learn this whole process of how to do things in that. So what I'm going to do is find in here mirrors. I want a mirror that's going to look. I'm looking out to the mirror. Don't know how to spell mirror. 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 I don't know how to spell mirror. Damn it. Mirror. M-I-R-R-O-R. Okay. So I want to try to find something that's going to suit that particular wall. Something like that there. Yeah, probably not that. I like the look of it, but it's a bit ghastly. All the mirrors they got there. But I can probably make it into the wall somehow. Actually, that might actually work. No, that's just too tacky. I need to find a real life looking mirror. That's actually not too bad. We can work with that. Then this would be the layer. Yeah, this one here. Everyone. Okay, so how do I get the lines? That's all we're working on. Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, we've got to undo things. That's it. So I've got to learn all this technique. So you want to bring that into place, and that there eventually will go onto the wall somewhere. Probably there. And what we'll do is we're going to have to put like a hallway into it. Head height. But this is just a rough idea. This is pretty much what I want to hear. Then you want to. Oh, why do they go? Oh. Okay, I want that to go there, but I want it to. I don't know how. A lot of things I've got to figure out how to do in this art program, but pretty much this is enough a rough idea of what I'm trying to achieve. All right. So you'll have that there, right? It's vaguely there. You'll have the Eiffel Tower here, and I'm going to put in umbrella stand. I don't know what else I'd probably put into this room yet, because this is something I'm going to be working on a long time. Umbrella, bucket, umbrella bucket, no bucket. Umbrella stand. Umbrella stand. Yeah. Oh, I didn't get this up and running. Damn it! Oh, Twitch running. Twitch is running. Cool. Yeah, and B. Oh. As before, I'm still learning a lot, but as before, I'm just testing this one out. That's an umbrella. Ah. Not really giving me much, is it? Cancel that. Search. Okay, it doesn't look like it's got anything there. So, copy. That's strange. There's no umbrellas. Huh. It doesn't really. Okay, I'll have to look for a different mic stands, light stands. Yeah, that's something I'm going to have to look into. Maybe it might be something in there that maybe I might be able to find something in this program to put into here like that. Then I'll probably rechange that mirror. Just having a look and see if there's anything in here as images I could possibly use. Oh, here we are. Tons of them. So I could possibly look at something like here, that one, an old-fashioned maybe one, that I could use for what I want to try to achieve. See, as long as it's not copyrighted, that actually could work. That actually might suit the room, so we'll just save that one. This is all for future. This is just me playing around with IbisPaint. So eventually I can figure out what I want to do and how I want to create it, what I want to try to achieve in making what I want to try to do. We'll go back to the other artwork in a minute, but I just want to try different concepts. Just basically explain what I'm trying to make. That actually might be better. We'll just store them for future references and we can actually upload them into here later. So if we wanted to, okay, shrink that back down. We wanted to add another. I'll just save the image temporarily. Basically, we're just going to call this shadow. Let that work out what I want to do. That's not. Oh, so that's all part of the one thing. Oh no, that's cool. That's part of that. So we want to add a layer from canvas. So that's no, that's not what we want. How do I bring in picture? Here. So out of those two, which one do we want to use? Probably. Okay, that's way too big. So if we see that one there would sit in the corner there, right? But we'll have to get rid of everything else around it, and eventually we've got to blend it all into suit the room. We can work on that later. This is just a concept idea at the moment. Is that too big or too small? So looking at the size of the room, this is something we'll look into, fixing sizes and stuff like that. That I've got to somehow twist it so it follows the room, follows that wall. And we could probably put other things into here as well. So that's going to have to be interesting. We're going to create the shadow of the Eiffel Tower into there as well. So how I was... No, we don't want the background removed. Cancel that. We want that background to be... Yeah, this is just a play around at the moment, so I don't know why we want to remove the background for. We want to clear that background there out the way, so that becomes then part of this eventually. We'll get rid of that one and we'll get rid of everything else in there. That one there we will work on as well. And match that wall somehow. I'm still trying to work on the concept. As before, this is just me playing around with a mouse and keyboard, not using anything fancy with it. This one here will have a reflection of hallway. Now, where the Eiffel Tower one, that's going to be a bit more interesting to put into there. Could I possibly remove... Maybe if I just get a picture of the Eiffel Tower. Because I could remove the window here, the panels of the window, and have the Eiffel Tower as a backdrop. So instead of actually bringing in the Eiffel Tower, actually I can bring that in actually. pop that in. But we want to have that one there. So you're looking at the sides of the Eiffel Tower, but then you'd have to create a shadow, wouldn't you? Or another picture of the Eiffel Tower, and you only want part of that, wouldn't you? You don't need that big. View there. But that one there's got to be... No, why is it? How do I put that one behind? That one there's got to go, then... How do I get that down? Oh yeah, but that pops out. No, that doesn't do that. How do I drag that? Oh, there we go. That will go behind there. Then with this one, we can turn these other ones off. I'm not going to need those just yet. With this one, we can use the eraser on. Oh, that's too big. That eraser is way too big. Is there a way to erase? How do I remove the panel here? It's not doing what I wanted to do. How do I make this transparent? No, that's not what I'm trying to do either. So how do I try and make this so I can see, have that one there come through this one? That's the... Got that. How do I make it? No. Isn't it? How to make it translucent. That's what I want to do. No, it's not. How do I cut? Unless you got to... I'm still trying to figure out how to make that translucent. Yeah, this is something I want to work on eventually. I'm trying to... I have to learn how to do all this stuff here. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of research I've got to do. to get the effect I want to try to achieve. The whole idea is to have the Eiffel Tower into there and then go from there. But this is just something I want to play around with, as I said before. I still haven't figured out how to make those windows translucent though. Liquify pen. Eraser. No, it's not. I won't save it. Yeah, I've got. Eyes are all of it. Okay. Clear layer. No, it's not. How do I clear that particular thing there? I can do it with the other artwork I've done, and I can do it with other pictures, but why can't I do it with this one? Maybe if I cut, would that work? No. Yeah, there's a lot to do in this. I can barely read this writing too, so. Okay, I want to somehow remove these panels. I have to figure out how to do all that later. But the whole idea is, you've got the whole idea of what I want to try to achieve. This one here, I want to have the Eiffel Tower's been cut. No. Okay, we'll just bin that one temporarily because now somehow that's been cut out of there. Bin that one and we'll put that one back in. We'll go back to that. Yeah, we haven't got. Don't worry about it. We can start. We've got it loaded in anyway. So we'll do it just work on that later. So I have to figure out how to do all that yet. So I won't save this particular one. But that's the whole concept is eventually I'm going to have like the umbrella will be here, right? This probably maybe on that wall might be better because it depends on how the angle is. I want to try to make a doorway here or a doorway somewhere there. Because what I want to do is I want to try to create a shadow. So something steps in. You have like the Eiffel Tower in the window itself looking there. The whole idea is to create a shadow. Image will appear in here. And as the image is about to turn around, a shadow forms and starts covering the whole room. This whole room eventually turns into like an anime room. And then once that's been done, like you'll have an umbrella in here, which is a certain person's umbrella, which I'm going to get there. I'm going to get a real world one made look like theirs. And then look at the anime version. So the shadow eventually will reveal itself here into the person of the umbrella. This is what I'm trying, which eventually, this is many years down. This is probably about another year or so down the track before I can actually even achieve this goal. But it gives me a rough idea of roughly what I'm trying to look at. And then what happens is the person starts turning around in the shadow. Maybe the shadow forms that way. Okay, we'll figure out how the shadow will form. And the shadow will literally cover the whole room, and every time it hits the room, it disappears. It turns into an anime room. So all this comes like all line drawn, and it looks like a completely different room. The tower, the Eiffel Tower in the background, will be a picture of the particular artist world, they have some. They'll find an image that they have created that will go into there, and then once I have that, then I'm going to have that there. When it forms, the shadow will form there, and that will form that picture, which will then take over this whole room. The umbrella becomes from real world to an anime umbrella, and then as you see a hand reaching towards it, and something will trigger, a noise will happen, and they'll like be startled or something. You'll see them quickly look, and they'll quickly look down. They'll reach for the umbrella. As they just hit the umbrella, the shadows that touch the umbrella, everything else snaps back to normal. And you hear footsteps running away, and then you'll have the mirror reflecting that empty hallway again, or the empty doorway, and then you'll see a face that created the shadow, created the umbrella into the human. That will be there, and Eiffel Tower and everything else. But that's the whole concept of the whole thing, but I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, so now how do I... what have we got here? No, I want that there. As I said before, this is only me playing around. Back to my gallery. No. Oh yeah, cool. Let's back to my... That's just me playing around with what I've got and what I want to try to achieve. But that's future me. That's something that I'm not going to stress too much about. It's an idea been in my head. I can visualize it. I can see the idea forming. This may not be the room. This is just a demonstration for me to get the idea, the concept from my head onto technically paper, but it's not really paper. It's just onto a virtual paper. And eventually I'll have that, so all this will blend in together, and I'll have the image I want there. I don't know how I'm going to get rid of that. That's something I don't know how I'm going to get rid of. So we want to bring this one back into play and work on this particular art piece. Or do we want to try something different? Because there's a lot of work involved into here. Okay, so import. That's what we're doing at the moment, isn't it? Why can't I just folder? That's what we're going to work on. Edit. That's better. I'm seeing, as I said before, I'm completely utterly noob to this whole thing. Gotta be careful with the edit button. I've had times where I've edited it. I've got done really well. I'm like, oh yeah. How do I want to do this? Do I want to do this separately, then bring it back into here? It's something I'm still trying to work with the concept. Trying to create something new out of something old, or do I want to go something new completely? But I'm still learning how to. It's hard trying to figure this out. Okay, what we might want to do. We want to work on this one only, keep that one off, that layer off. Do we want to keep that layer on? I'll keep that layer on because it's part of the parcel of the thing. As I said before, I am still trying to figure all this out. And see, to me, this is just me mucking around, right? Wanting to try to create something. Yeah, because that's pretty abstract, isn't it? Now it's got me bloody thinking. My daughter's made me bloody think. See, I want to... Okay, so if I do that, now it's got me thinking now. What I might try to do is just do that picture first, then import it into something else like that. I hate this now. My brain's just got me going 100 miles an hour. So like these ones here I want to work on as well, but do I want to make, I want to try and make something new eventually, but she got me thinking. And it's annoying because I'm... I'm losing my mind. It's so many different things. Like, extract line drawing. Why is that? That's... Yeah, I need the pen, I think. I really need a pen for this artwork. But let's get back to what I was trying to... It's annoying because all these are old ones, but do I want to... How do I want to try to... What I want to try to do... Wait, because like this one here is complete. That one's complete, but... I'm in just so many different minds at the moment. Like my brain's just trying to think, trying to work out what potentially what I want to do. Okay, we'll reopen that up again. We'll just go from there. So I know roughly what I want to try to do. Because what I might do is work on that as a painting by itself, and then, like, I was thinking having a kangaroo, having something like having one of these creatures in his hand looks like he's an idiot. So what I might do is, oh no, that's damn it, join layers. Oh, that's what that's done. Damn it. Oh, damn it, didn't want that to happen. So let's start this all over again. I screwed that up. redo this one again. Do I want to, but then I'm going to have to do that. Bugger. Because that's now rendered as one picture. It's not. Go back to that. How do I screw that up? Okay, so I'm not doing much any work. I'm not doing any artwork. This program decided to play up on me now. Okay, so we're going to have to cancel the program, close programs, then open it up again. It's rendered it as 2. I think that one's okay. I got layers on that one. Wait. Okay, what the hell did I do wrong? Why are you playing up? See, I'm more of an abstract artist, but how do I want to try to create? It's been 45 minutes just chatting away doing. I know what I want to try to do. I just don't have the skills yet to do it. Okay, this is taking its time to do its magic, whatever it's got to do. But I want to eventually work on. Okay. This is the one that has the one. Switch that off. And where am I? Yeah, so the whole idea is to get this to blend in with that eventually as well. But to get this to how I wanted to do, it's hard trying to achieve what I'm trying to achieve without knowing what I'm trying to achieve. If that makes sense. I'm like the only problem, I'm going to go like that to actually move the picture. No. That's the problem. I want to try to. Damn it, this is annoying. How can we just. How do people do that? I'm going to have that so it blends into the tail. So pretty much we're just going to blur this. I know it's like I'm still in 2 minds of how I want to try to achieve what I want to do with this one. And like I want to do anime, I want to do pictures, I want to do people, stuff like that eventually. But I'm also learning how to do this. Again, to go back into how to do colors, how to do the blurring effect, how to blend pictures in together. and so forth. That's what I'm trying to achieve. Let that disappear, that line. A lot of this has been done. All this has been done, so I don't need to do too much into the color side of it. It's just trying to create the image I wanted to try to achieve. I couldn't do that literally 30 something years ago, 38 years ago, because of what tools were available back then. I could have, but then of course I would have had, then there's no point then touching it up like I'm doing now. And there's no point touching it up and then doing something like that now to already complete work. Like there's other works I want to try to achieve. And I want to try to give that effect like what I'm trying to do here. How do I want this person to be? I know vaguely what I'm trying to achieve, so I'm going to go from there and try to get rid of those lines. Yes, it looks like he's leaving that one, which is good. How do I go? So that's the whole concept of what I want to try to achieve anyway there. I've got it in my head. I know what I want to do. I've got to figure out how to go about doing it. And this is practice. Basically just me playing around with it with a mouse and keyboard. I'm not trying to be anything fantastic. I'm not trying to achieve any particular thing. I'm trying to achieve. I'm trying to learn different skills and learn how to use the art programs. Again, I haven't been used for 30 odd years. And to create something new, I want to try to do that. I'm trying to get inspiration on what I want to try to do. Like, how do I go about? Like, at the moment, I haven't got the touchpad, and that's something that I like touchpad. I haven't got the tablet, so that's one thing I'm trying to want. Like, if I knew what I knew now when I was 20 and 21, I would be on. This would be a complete picture. But I'm just going to try to work with what I got here and then blend this into there. And maybe have a picture of one of these in the kangaroo's paws. Like, that looks tasty type thing. But till then, this is just me mucking around, having a bit of fun, learning the different processes involved. Learning different skills would be the word I'm looking for. Okay, so where was I doing? Yeah, I'm just trying to, now this here I want to get the angles same as that sky as before. I'm just practicing. And if I can make something work really well, if I can get this picture to sing, to really sing and pop out and make it work, then it'll be fantastic. But that's neither here nor there. And yeah, I need a pen. Honestly, I need a proper tablet. Turn. Damn it. T-A-R-2. Damn it. How do you spell term? Okay, back to this one. Trying to figure out. So what we're looking at. Okay, so this is actually not too bad. It's coming together how I want, just by blending what I want. And maybe adding more colors into it eventually. Do I want to try to strip? No, that doesn't work. See, this SF4, this is going back 38 years ago. I may want to... Actually, how do I fade that into there? This one here, I want to try to... I want that more like a line going across. No, that doesn't work. Blend that together. No, that's making a shape. No, that's gonna be... That's better. I don't want the color bleed, the black bleeding too much into it because it makes it... That's okay there because it's like a nose. And then we'll just blur that in together. This is just me mucking around with it. Till I can actually get the one thing I'm after. Then, actually with that. The one thing I'm after, which is the tablet, once I can afford to get that, this is just me mucking around, learning how to use the program. I know what I want to try to achieve. My dreams in my head, and I've got the idea now roughly on here. I just got to figure out how to break the pan. I have to do research on that type of stuff. Now that one needs a bit more lighter there. And as I said before, it's still brand new to me, this one. No, wrong one. It's this one we want it. Then we go to there. Break this up a little bit better. Maybe using a different thickness pen or a different style of pen. I'm only using one pencil so far, one idea. That one might be. Let's try that one out. And then we add the blur effect. No. That just does... Felt tip pen. How do I... to... Not what I want. See, this is... This is like... I don't know. I've got to find. I've got to get shortcuts and all that going for this. I don't even know how to use the shortcuts. Maybe a different type of. Nope. Maybe that one. Yes, before this is all completely brand. I don't know if I've said that multiple times, brand new, but I'm just trying to figure out something I can work on. Why is there? Oh, I see. That's one. They're the ones I've used. Okay. Online? How many different ones are online? Oh, this is showing people stuff. What do we got? So I can't even read this writing here. That's how bad this is. Is there a way to enlarge that in the settings, maybe? Holy Batman, there is a lot. That one might be the way. Change the... Each one of these creates a different... Oh, that's not bad. That actually works. I like that. Soft, and it's there. And I can blur that. Like that. And blur that into there. That actually works. Is there a... So I'll save this. Yeah, that room is going to be a lot of long-term project. Point charge up. Okay, so we're going to find in settings. Oh, phone's 100% charge. Is there a... Settings. I'm trying to... Window color white or black? Okay, I'll keep that white for a second. Left selection is that one left. Tool selection is left position. I'll tell you, let me choose two. Show tool, show message, layer format, height. Oh, let's just change it to that one. Layer format flowing, whatever that means. I need to probably do some more. Okay, what that? Told to make that grey colour or something like that to keep the background colour. Disable contents layer selection function. No. What I'm trying to do is make so all this becomes bigger. Okay. Behavior on deleting. Show product information. I will have a look at the tutorial. Show tutorial again. Okay, let's have a look. How do I make that text bigger? How do I make? I don't have that. I'll go back to there. Go back to edit. How do I make this? Okay, we won't worry about that anymore. Okay, how do I make? Oh, I don't know if I can. I have to ask. Take a photo of it and try and ask. First, if he does know. Try not to disturb him too much, but I want to learn how to do stuff. I don't know if what they need. So if we double click on. Where's the brush? I don't want to disturb this because they're playing a game at the moment. I'll go to their own their own Discord and their own thing, doing their own thing. But I just want to know if I can make this bigger so I can actually read it. Because it's so bloody tiny. Yeah, it needs a fucking touch pen. Toolbar selection. This is something I'm trying to figure out. Let's just change the number of things. Panel pop up. Select. How do I make it? Can I make it bigger? The above toolbar windows uses switching to main tool. We know that. What I'm trying to do is make it bigger. The number of columns is, yeah, but I've only got, when you go to here, you go to settings. So much to think about here. Oh, I've got the tick on there, but what's the reference window do? I'm still trying to, yeah, oh, sorry. Okay, so now, so we're going to try change my PC text. Something in the app can't be done, but they said number of. I can only do that there, but how do I just see here? I've got two. Preferred small canvas. Default value when zoomed in. Default value when zoomed in. Then it's got smooth for any canvas. Parallax small canvas, which I've got there. So it's got parallax for small canvas. Yeah, but then if you select that, Oh yeah, that's stuck on too. Okay, we're gonna have to go through the windows, I think, for that one, and have a look at. Well, have a look at the manual too tonight. We'll go through that. I got so much to learn from this bloody project. So Windows. Windows T. Size. Changing the text size for Windows. System display. Change the size of text in Windows, Microsoft support. Start. Okay, accessories. Accessories. Text size. So we're about tiny there. Let's try that one. Oh wait. Yeah, wow, everything's bigger. That's not good. Let's have a look. Still can't read the fucking writing there. Okay, what do we got here? Simple, sample, sketch, stretch, comic ink. Oh my god, this is so okay. That's a little bit better, but the problem I'm facing now with that. Yeah, that it made my it's literally enlarged all my monitors. Can I just do it for one monitor maybe? Put that back to there. Apply that. Can I make the text size for one monitor or program? That. Well, sorry, streaming. They're live on Twitch. Are they not live? They're streaming. Then are they streaming on Twitch? Damn it! So much stuff here to go through. I was had everything up. Now I've got to reduce the size of everything again. No, they're not doing it on Twitch. They're only doing it there. But to do that, I'd have to go into their Discord to watch that stream. I don't want to do that. Yeah, you'd have to go into there. If they're streaming on Twitch, I'd jump off this and just jump onto there. Now, is there a way to do this text size only for pick the display or what? Identify. Okay, so we want one. Okay. Is there a way I can do? I don't think that's giving me anything I want. Let me bring up the other one closer, but I can't. Trying to figure out how. Without affecting the text. Like text size is good, but I want to do it in one window. To change your display in Windows. No, that's changing your display. See, I can do that, but there's no drop down. I want to only do it on one window. Change the size of other items. So we want to make that say 200%. Oh, that maybe make it too big, but let's go 150%. Okay. Doesn't affect the other window. Okay. Let's go back to here. That match. Oh, that's better. I can actually still. I can read that now. It's going to be a bit more interesting. So how do I? Why can't I zoom in now? I lost the ability to zoom in. What happened to that ability? Okay, something. I can't even zoom down now. Okay, reset. Where did that go? Where I had to. Oh, that's not it. What the hell? Is that because I did that size? No, something's gone wrong here. Okay, let's put it to 125%. Why have I lost the mouse control? You do something and it stuffs up something. And you do something else and it stuffs up something else. Mouse, that's fine. Okay, reset. Okay, hold on. Can we go? Why? Now it's, well, that's a bit more delayed, I think. Because I think it's the size. So if I change that back up to say 150, right? Yeah. Well, it actually slows the delay down of that. So if I go recommended 100, see, that's the smoothness of the mouse. So if I go back into this, for some strange reason, disable. Why would you now? I can't move that back over. Okay, I somehow fucked that up. No. God, that's annoying. Just got to find the right spot to click over. Disable content layer selection function when using eyedropper. Sync automatically when mobile. I got a mode just in case to do listening to that. I got the incident there. Behavior on delayed sync terms confirmed. No. So that's the problem I'm going to figure out now to get the right size, because invert. So now I can see that's how that one works. It's actually the other way around, wasn't it, before? That's further away. Okay, so they recommend going 100. We'll go 150, 125. That's not too bad. We can still work with that one. We'll invert. We want the mouse to go the other way, don't we? Want forward to go. Now it's not scrolling down on me. Problem is, now it's scrolling down. And how do I change it to? I want it zoomed in by pushing forward. Like I want to, I'm pushing forward, left direction, forward. Invert direction of mouse wheel. That's it. That's better. That's what I wanted. There's more muscle memory than anything else. So when I'm working, I'm going to have to bring this up. No, I just lost where I was there. So basically what I have to do with this one is come down to here, go to scale here. So it's only affecting this monitor. It's not affecting any other monitors, which is annoying. It does get annoying, I tell you. To do what I want to do. So if I want to go there and I go to say 125, it's nice, but the delay of it, well, it's actually not too bad though. So now we'll go back to this. And now we want to go blur. That's what we're trying to work on, the blur first, and then we'll add extra stuff into there. Eventually I try to blur it so I'll blur the background with this and that together. But I'm having, it's going to take a long time to get used to this. At the moment, until I can get the proper touchpad eventually, but that's going to be a tool for me. End of November, I have the money for that. Right, if I can. And then work on, like by then I should be all practicing, I should learn enough about this stuff to do what I want to do and learn how to do it. Because this gives me a better look at the moment for this particular monitor. I'll probably go back to recommending when I'm not doing any artwork. And every time I want to do artwork, I'll just put it onto 125 or something like that. Could be interesting. What time is it? Oh shit, it's 4 o'clock. Okay, I'll be probably going soon. At 4:30 I might head off. But this is before I'm having fun with it. It's kind of really enjoyable. And it's like, it's good to watch, trying to bring back life and change a 38-year-old picture into something new. And I love, if I had this technology 38 years ago, I probably would be doing something totally different today. I'd be drawing probably on tablets or even doing other artwork that I was doing before and beyond. But I had the problem, and my dad enforced that problem. I never thought I was good enough. I always compared myself to other people. And that's something that you don't want to do as an artist. I know it's hard sometimes. Your own mind plays tricks on you, especially when you're 21 and so. And when you get older, the wisdom comes about, and you start to realize, hold on, you are different to everybody else. You are your own person, and you got your own abilities and your own good things and bad things in life, your own skills, right? And once you come to that conclusion, then you can realize where you are, what you're trying to do in your life, and you can go, okay, I'm doing this artwork, but may not be as good as them, and I might not be able to do what they can do, but that's not the point. The point is, it's me. I'm doing what I can do, what I like to do, right? And yeah, fair enough. Okay, it might never, some of them will go on, it might look shit or whatever. I might not look how they do things. But that's neither here nor there. The secret is how you do things. Oh, undo something there. No. That's it. I got to literally click into that. And that's the secret to do it. You have to learn how to do things yourself, and don't like that. And you have to be able to say, okay, I'm happy with who I am and what I'm trying to achieve, right? And if you are happy with that, then that's all that matters. And that's how you look at a lot of things. And it's taken me a long time to realize that. And yeah, I'm being inspired by getting back into doing this by my daughter. She's bloody brilliant. And yeah, I know I'm not like her work compared to mine is like chalk and cheese. She's just like a master as far as I'm concerned compared to me as an amateur. But that's neither here nor there. And the thing is that you have to be happy with who you are in life. And if you can be happy with who you are in life and what you want to achieve, then that's all that matters. You don't have to be as good as them. You don't have to be as famous as them. But if you can sit back and say at the end of the day and go, I've done the best I can. I'm happy with what I am. I'm happy with what I can do. I'm not comparing myself to anybody else. I don't have to be like everybody else. And I don't want to be like everybody else. Then that's all that matters. And if you're happy with your artwork and how you're achieving what you want to do in your artwork, why worry about it? Right? And it's hard too, because as an artist, and you do compare yourself to other people a lot. And you think, oh no, I could have done that better or done that. And you start self-doubting yourself. And that's the hardest thing as an artist, when you start to do that self-doubt. And that's something that only you can really do. But I can't even give you the best advice. It's just that, yeah, okay, look at other people's work. What are you trying to achieve? What do you want to do? I'm learning. I'm 58 years old and I'm learning how to draw again. I'm fair enough, I'm using a keyboard and mouse, which is probably not the best scenarios out there, because it's like, okay, what character do you want to play in Dungeons and Dragons? Oh, I want to be a wizard, sir. Oh, fuck, you just picked the hardest fucking character, didn't you? Yes, I did. I want to be a fire wizard. Or a blade dancer. I want to be a blade dancer. Did I just have ever lost them? Hey, why won't you select that? Why can't I select that? Oh. Yep, I want to be a wizard, said Harry. I was like, yeah, but... Okay, we want to save that one because we haven't lost anything so far. We haven't deleted anything off there. Do we want to go back to translucent? Why won't you? That's a bit delayed. Go back to settings. Go back to... Why is that scroll wheel not... Go back to this one. So yeah. Well, I'll probably go back into a bit of gaming maybe tonight as well. Try to get a bit of that done. But all I've done for the last, 13, 14 years, chilled, played video games, never gone back into art, never gone back into things that I really I wanted to do, but I never had the courage to go back into. And that was hard to do. But I'm learning new skills, learning something. This, as before, this is practice till I can get my tablet. And once I get my tablet, then I can get stuck into what I want to try to achieve there. And then if I can make this turn into a really good art piece, then yeah, it's a bonus. It's something I'm still learning as I before. It's 4 o'clock. Like I used to be into a lot of photography. So there's something I want to have a read of that one and send a message back to her. Do I want to keep... do I want to keep that unblurred? What? Yeah. So what I'm going to try to achieve myself is try to learn new skills, learn how to do this and practice it until I can get to a point where I can really get, I can really do good at what I want to try to achieve. And I never really thought that that was good, but I know I'm good. And it's just a matter of being yourself. And don't compare yourself to other people. I know that's a hard thing to do, and you want to try to do it. You want to sort of compare yourself to somebody else, but I highly recommend don't do it. Now we want to try to paint that one instead of get rid of that colour there, and a bit more. And then we want a bit of that one as trying something here just to, if it doesn't turn out, then I can always just actually pretty good for 38 years ago. Because this is what I was actually trying to achieve. I wanted to achieve with certain this artwork was to give it this sort of look. And let's be honest, try and do something when you're 21 compared to now when you're 58. It's sort of like totally different. And this is what I was trying to achieve. That's good. Now I can actually listen to Spotify in my ear, and I want to try to picture. I'm going to try how to get a cut out one of these and put it into the kangaroo. Also, look like he's eating it. Maybe coming out of here. Okay, what happened to that? Why is my mouse flying up? Why? See, that was weird. Before I just wanted a quick tap and then. It's coming together. I'm a bit disappointed over here though. Something's just not quite right, blurring right. I don't know what it is. So I do this, the bodies as well. Oh, come on. Now I've got to bring that up again. Why aren't you? Why is that playing up like that? I may have to sort of change some things. So my advice is to follow your dreams, follow your passions. And if people tell you don't do them, just say, okay, fine, you just let them do their own thing. But follow your dreams, follow what you want to try to achieve, and yeah, put your passion into it. If it works out for you, God bless you. If it doesn't, at least you're giving it a go. It's only taken me this long to figure that out, and I want to try to improve my abilities, my skills. It's going to take a while to learn. That's another reason why I decided to buy this program, because if I can learn the basics using this program and learn how to achieve the goals I want to achieve, right, then I can go from there. I still like that, which is some strange reason, but I want to take some of that off. That does look pretty cool. These two need to be blurred all together. Inside that body, I think I want to try and make this one a bit more blurry. That one I might make to white. Make that one pure black and make that one pure white. And then make that, keep that the same, the colour in between those two. But we'll work on the background first, and then we'll work on the main characters later. Yeah. So that's my opinion, my advice to people. Do what you want to do to make you happy and decide to achieve what you want to achieve. what I probably have to do is do a lot more research online. And when I'm looking into that other project, I'll start doing more research and try to ask questions online or look for YouTube videos. But I won't do it while I'm streaming because that's you don't want to see me going through it online and just then looking at hundreds of YouTubes. I can do that anytime. But you want to see me do artwork. Or if you want to see me do artwork, you probably want to see me go back to playing one time, which I will, which I want to go back into too, but which is a way I can actually move this at the same time, but I don't have, it's not touchscreen, unfortunately. It's not a mouse or anything like that. I'll probably do more details, more things into here. Like have that so like it looks like it's a shark catching something, or an alligator or something, animal trying to eat something. Like some of this you may want to leave. Like this is all done, mind you, this is only done with a mouse and keyboard. I've seen some other work that you can do really well. That looks good. I'm going to get rid of that line though, that's annoying me. But I'll probably do that whole white one, make that white. So if we get, as I said before, there's a lot of old paintings, a lot of old drawings I want to try to work on. Oh, that's actually turning quite well. I just got to figure out how to blend this into that. That looks like a wolf coming out there or something like that. But once I get this done and dusted, then I can work from there. But I think that'll be enough for today, almost. Because I want to be able to, like, if you click on that, brings up that panel, which is the magic wand, which I've got to learn how to use. The magic lasso. That's just the filters. These are all different filters you can use. Oh wow. Then you got hot history, adjust, blur, style, draw. What does draw? Smart. That's cute. Don't know how that's got into this one, into this picture. Artistic. That actually doesn't look too bad. Pixelated. Transform movie. That's something I might want to play around with too. First of all, we'll save this one so I don't want to lose it. because I can blend that nicely, because this doesn't need to be touched. I just want to add something into there to give the illusion that it goes, that looks yummy. But then blur this into the background itself, like have that whole thing blurred into there. And I want to work on something new. I want to work on different things, different ideas. The brushes, it's actually better like this. I can see a little bit better. If I go just the side to say 175. Okay, now this gives me an idea. Okay, comic. That's oh, I see. That's just like that. So you know, zooming doesn't work at the moment, which is I'm not going to save that. Ink. I'm not saving this picture anyway. I'm just testing out the different. We want that thing. I see how that just goes like that. This is just me mucking around. I'm not don't really care too much about this. What's the sample? Simple. Okay, that doesn't really change, does it? Airbrush. That looks more airbrush than that one done. No. Really doesn't. That. Yeah, I think it's to do with the pen is far better to do with this type of stuff than what I'm trying to achieve. Like, well, that's actually not too bad. Actually, it's very soft. But I think the pen is better for that type of work. Little smudge. Blur can be used though. Why can't I use I can't, it can only be used on that one? Okay, somehow like the blur's not working now on this one. This tool cannot be used in the vector layer. Please choose another layer. Okay, close it off. And bring it back up and put that one back to say 125. Oh, Okay, I did kind of, well, how do I delete this? Ah. How do I delete this? Delete. That's something I want to keep. This is what I'm going to work on eventually. How do I... I could edit that one. If I want to get rid of... This is one... I thought I actually had that one saved. Shadow. Okay, cancel that for a second. Why can't... Okay. Let's get back out of there. No. Okay, so how do I go back out? Okay, now I'm lost. Let me try to get back out of here. Why are you still on this one? It should be off though. The hell? It does. Why is that picture still there? This should be removed from there. Now I can't get back to the other pictures before I get to. Now I don't know how to bring it back up. Clear layer. Okay. Since you're going to play it, I'm sorry, but it's kind of annoying because when like I'm trying to. I've already got the premium one anyway. So that's the one that says untitled, but go back. Yeah, but why is it that's why. That's better. I must combine those two together. I can't. Damn it. Yeah, it's okay. That one's got to go. So how do I bring back that? There. Back to my gallery. That's what I've got to do. Okay. Go back to there. Was that the one untitled I just was working on it for? Yeah, that's the one I've got to go. Okay, now I've realised I've got to go back to my gallery there. That one now I will delete because I don't want that there. Go back to there. That's the one I've got to keep, I think. That's not, I've got to import the other layer. Yeah, I'm still working on the layer, so please don't do that to me. When you guys... No, this one here. I just created another by accident. That's fine. That's fine. That one there can be deleted. This is something new to me. It's like it's a lot more complex. See, we want that into here. But we want to position it. That's going to come right down. That's going to go into here, that window there. Probably a bit like that. There. Now we're going to lose all the, maybe a bit bigger. We've got to lose all this out of here. And no, that's not it. How did I move that label? How do I? No. You know how to do it before, well now why don't let me do it? I do. So we have to switch. Like this, as before, I'm just playing around with this till I can figure out how I want it to sit and so forth. Like this here, I just want to erase. Literally all this will be gone. So this will become like a background. But how do I do that to... So I can do it to this picture, right? Erase all this, but I can't seem to do that to the one I was working on before. The whole idea is I want to only keep the Eiffel Tower, right? But it's got to be done, a good picture of the Eiffel Tower. This is just a demonstration to look, see if I can achieve what I want to try to achieve. Eventually, when I get the pen as well, I will try to not really worried about losing a bit of the Eiffel Tower there. I don't really need to capture the scenery too much. The sky may be a bit iffy too, but get rid of the scenery there. That could work. Okay, so we don't want that. Yeah, that would work. Now, so you turn that on. That one there's got to go. Probably there. Now, what I need to do is turn that one back on. How do I erase? Like I've just before got the erase before, but why won't it let me erase these windows? See, this is annoying. I can't erase this. See, look, see, it does not seem to want to work. Why is that not erasing that window? How do I get that? Put that to there, maybe. Turn that off, turn that off, and turn that off. Maybe I have to do it this way. I think that's why I didn't select. You got to select that particular one. Okay, so this is going to be a bit more harder to do. So let's bring this down to about there. That's what I've done wrong. I wasn't actually selecting the layer of that particular thing. So if we turn on that one, we want that now behind that one there. Turn that off for a second and bring that. Whoops. See? Turn that off. Bring this one across to there. turn that one back on. So we're going to try to make sure that's going to be sitting in the right spot. Turn that back on, turn that on. Shrink this one down to about, yeah, I'm going to have to wait until I can get both layers on maybe. See, like that one there. So, before, let's just try to erase all these. Is there a way to erase the windows without? Yeah, this is something I'm going to play around with. Like, it's a brand new idea in my head that's eventually come to life. The whole idea is that if I can make a real world picture look like how I want it to look, right? Why is that? Oh, then I can actually get what I want to try to achieve. That makes sense. Could have it slightly blurred though too. Doesn't need to be all perfect. Right? And have the windows so I capture the image of what I want to try to capture, but it's not a perfect look at it. So this is the first stage, is getting this one picture so it looks how I want it to look, the room. Second stage is doing the anime part of it, so everything's in place. To do the first stage is this one, which is correct, but then the second stage would be to tidying up all this in here. So why is it that all just try to, but the whole idea is to capture this. So yeah. Still not really. That's more over here. Like I'll do the same with these, remove the background of them. And then once I get them in the right positions and stuff like that, I can work on. See that one there, eventually then I'm going to have to create the shadow, or do I want to ignore the shadow and have a light source coming out from it? But once I can get that room to how I look I want it to do, and get everything I want to make that look real, maybe not reuse that one, make it somehow get rid of that part, maybe just, I don't know, figure out how to do that one with that, and then can get this done. And that's what we're saving it over. So I still want the layers. I don't want the layers to combine yet. That's the only thing I don't want them to do yet. I think that's the settings. Don't want to combine the layers, which is going to be right. Once I achieve that, I can have this Windows give the illusion that I've got the Eiffel Tower out here. Create a shadow maybe for it too. And then create those and have that there. Then when that scene is set, I can then somehow, I've got to figure out how then to convert that then into the anime scene I want to create. And and have a hallway look in this window. So this window's got to be moved. This window's going to be moved to the wall, so it's parallel with the wall and suits that. And that colour's going to be blurred. That colour's going to be blurred into that, so it actually matches that background. Or the colour of the mirror needs to be duller, so it matches the background. The bin umbrella's not bad, but I think I might get something else better to there. But it's the idea concept. That I'm going to figure out how to make like a hallway. Picture of a hallway. There's another layer. I'm going to have a hallway into there. Then I'm going to create another layer on top of that. Or the person coming into the hallway. That's a long process. But yeah, I'm not. This is annoying. I really want to be able to do this with the bloody, what's the name? But anyway, I better shoot off because it's getting late. Oh no, that's not right, is it? That's you right. So it's not right. There it is. There's the Eiffel Tower. Yay! It's gonna be lower. Much better. Huh. See what I mean? How I want it to look like. I don't have to have all these blurred. I need to blur the ones I need to blur to show that, but probably will blur those in some colour into it, or make them a bit darker, like smudge look. It's just an idea, as before, something I'm still working on. Why does it seem to be not quite the same? Something. Not that one. That's why you gotta look at the layer you're working on. Something's not quite right here. Don't. Damn, why is it so hard to move? Okay, I am using a freaking keyboard and mouse though. That's better. Now I'll save that one. Yeah, but I'm still working on what else I want in the room as well. That can be done later. We can either put stuff into there. That's the one we want to save. We don't want to create the layers together. Don't ever do that. If we do that, then we're in trouble. So that won't clear up. And then once we got the Eiffel Tower exactly how we want it to look, even that picture might not be the one I want. Or the colours might not be the one I want for what I'm trying to achieve. Let's see if there's any. A double F. That's A double F E. I don't think there's anything. Oh, here we are. Well, I do have some pictures I could use. Yeah, they're not the ones I want. I want. That would be better looking than what I've got. Yeah, but not one. I don't like that one. Too manufactured. Okay, compare it to that one. I don't know. It looks too artificial. Yeah, but that looks too artificial, that one did. Oh, no. It just looks... It just looks too artificial. Let's have a look at this one. See, this is the same one I'm using at the moment, isn't it? Yeah, it's the same one I'm using at the moment. So, yeah. Anyway, we're going to shoot off because we know what we want to do, how we want to do it, but this is just an idea. Once I can get the look I want here, then from now, the next step would be to all the positions, everything I want, what I want it to look like, the whole room. The next thing would be to do an anime version of the room. That will be, that means then eventually got to work out how to do shadow, which would probably be another total program to convert this room then into the anime room. And then the umbrella would turn from the real world into the anime. The picture of the person who becomes the umbrella will turn in from be like a shadow to, I think, yeah, shadow. I don't really look like have a real world person view, so it'd have to be like a shadow look to an anime version of the umbrella, which is the human form. The umbrella, the Eiffel Tower will become a item of her world, like a landmark of her world, right? This room then will become like an anime version of her world as well. And what that's something I'd have to sit down with her, work on the person, the umbrella. The umbrellas I've got to work on with the artist who made the umbrella and so forth. This is, and the picture of her world, I'm going to make that something of her world, and that there will go into the anime version of the umbrella. And then when that snaps and changes, he runs off, the umbrella will disappear. That will come, everything will come back to normal. The picture, this one here, I think actually it goes, this one here will go back to a mirror, but then another person will appear there laughing softly evil laugh as his, you hear footsteps are like running. Probably try and put sound into it for footsteps, but you hear pretend you hear footsteps. The shadow will come back, disappear. This will snap back to how it was where the umbrella disappeared from there, and the person who made the umbrella into human form will appear there. That's how what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a rule into here and work how to get that size so it's perfectly sized into here. Same with this one, and also remove everything else around it so it just suits the environment and it looks part like that. I'm going to make that one now eventually suit that one there, make that bigger until eventually I can get that the right size and how I want it to look in this whole picture. Same with that one. And anything else we want to add into this particular room or add into the anime room, we can add into it. And that's how that's how I want to try to create it. So I can do all this with this Photoshop. I can do this. I can do the anime room. I can do both umbrellas, the background, the person in the two people in the mirror, and animate. But then, how do I? My next ability then would be to learn. By that stage, I should have the tablet and the abilities to learn or start to learn the abilities of movement. Right, having the person like shadow appear into here, turn around, look like the anime, turn around as they're turning around, the shadow then appears here and everything becomes anime. All right, and then that person looks like anime. That will be for an anime version of her, something in her world, and that will be like a shadow there. That may be moved across to here. It's not really in the right spot, but probably moved across to here. Or even, because you don't want it too close to there because you want to be able to see it like a shadow form. And then that will work out, and then that's going to be an anime version. But that's going to be it's a long-term project. It's a playing around. That might not be the right thing. That might not be the right thing. That might not be the right thing. This is just me playing around with what's in my head, trying to put it onto a digital canvas. It's not easy, but it's something I want to try to achieve. I now know what I've got to do here with the display one, sync display, but it does make it a bit slower having that. But once I learn these things, I won't have to worry about having so large. I can, if I need to see it, I can always just make it larger, then have a look at it. Because as I said before, making that larger slows down. If I go say 20%, right? Ooh, that's cool, but it's not sliding forward. That makes sense. Yeah. This I can see. All right. I can learn a bit more about that. But yeah. It's just it just makes it a lot harder to what I want to try to achieve. So I can't no sliding and pushing forward with mouse and backwards with mouse, and it's not going in and out. Maybe because of the size, how it's scaling. We'll go back to recommended. So I can scale and scale out. That's what I'm trying to achieve. I want to clear up these windows next. The ones I want to clear up and make that bigger at the background until I eventually get that mixed exactly how I want it to look. Well, that's just me. Anyway, my name is Commander Black Star Lord at your service signing off. Thank you again for watching.